Using HPE OneView HPE2-T37 exam practice questions with explanations are available in the video for you to study. During routine infrastructure maintenance, your customer uses HPE OneView to place a server in maintenance mode. What is the purpose of this action? A. It suppresses alerts and notifications generated by the server to avoid unnecessary interruptions. B. It automatically removes the server profile and disassociates it from the physical server. C. It disables network and storage connectivity entirely to prepare the server for replacement. D. It reassigns the server to an isolated VLAN to isolate it during servicing. The answer is A. When a server is placed in maintenance mode using HPE OneView, it continues to function normally, but alerts and monitoring activities are temporarily suppressed. This ensures that routine tasks like firmware updates, hardware changes, or OS patches don't trigger unnecessary alerts or support actions. It does not remove profiles or disable connectivity, making it a non-disruptive maintenance feature. A customer is planning to integrate their infrastructure with HPE GreenLake for Compute Ops Management, OneView Edition. Which of the following statements accurately reflects its requirements or limitations? A. It supports HPE OneView instances starting from version 8.40 and later. B. It is free to use with the HPE Synergy platform as licensing is bundled. C. It is only available to customers operating more than 3 HPE Synergy frames. D. It supports only Proliant Gen 6 and newer, regardless of the OS on the systems. The answer is B. HPE GreenLake for Compute Ops Management, OneView Edition provides cloud-based compute management with tight integration to HPE OneView managed infrastructure. For HPE Synergy, licenses are included, making it free to use with no additional cost. Other options are incorrect because there is no OneView version 8.40. The latest at this time is much lower. There is no minimum requirement like 3 Synergy frames. Proliant Gen 6 systems are not supported. Only Gen 10 and newer are typically eligible for GreenLake integration. While working with HPE OneView server profile templates, you notice that a particular feature is only available when using HPE Synergy compute modules. Which feature is exclusive to Synergy environments? A. Visualization of MAC and WWN assignments. B. Management of server-to-storage connections. C. End-to-end SAN storage provisioning. D. Integrated firmware and driver update capabilities. The answer is C. SAN storage management, including end-to-end zoning and volume provisioning, is a feature exclusive to HPE Synergy compute nodes within HPE OneView. This is due to Synergy's tight integration with HPE Composer and HPE StoreServe, 3PAR, Primera storage systems, enabling dynamic SAN management. Other options: MAC, WWN visualization, storage connection settings, and firmware updates are available for both Proliant and Synergy platforms, not exclusive to Synergy. A customer wants to perform firmware updates on a compute node directly through HPE OneView without applying a server profile. Which hardware platforms support this capability? A. HPE Gen 8 and newer ProLiant servers monitored by HPE OneView. B. Any HPE server that has at least ILO 4 management support. C. Any server that is either monitored or managed in HPE OneView. D. HPE Gen 10 and newer ProLiant servers or Synergy compute modules. The answer is D. Firmware updates without a server profile, also called direct firmware updates, are only supported for Gen 10 and newer ProLiant servers and Synergy compute nodes managed in HPE OneView. Older servers or monitored-only servers do not support this feature, nor do Gen 8 systems or those with just ILO 4. Gen 8 servers are no longer fully supported for this functionality. ILO 4 presence alone does not guarantee compatibility. Monitored servers have limited management features and do not support firmware updates through OneView. A customer using HPE OneView is trying to provision a volume on an HPE Primera array using a specific common provisioning group, CPG. But the CPG is not showing as available. What should you check first to resolve this issue? A. Ensure that both WSAPI and VESA providers are enabled on the HPE Primera array. B. Confirm that the CPG has been imported and is listed as a managed storage pool in HPE OneView. C. Verify that the HPE Primera array has an active OneView license. D. Check that the Primera array is enabled for monitoring in HPE OneView. The answer is B. For HPE OneView to provision volumes on an HPE Primera array, the CPG must be imported as a managed storage pool. If it is not imported, OneView cannot present it as a selectable option during volume provisioning. WSAPI and VESA are unrelated to CPG visibility in OneView. They are used for VMware integration. Licensing is not the issue for CPG visibility. This is more relevant for overall management capability. Monitoring the array is not enough, it must be managed, and the CPG must be explicitly imported. Your customer wants to automate HPE OneView tasks using PowerShell. How can they obtain the official HPE OneView PowerShell library? A. It is available only for customers managing more than 100 compute nodes. B. It is bundled with the HPE OneView for VMware vCenter plugin. C. It requires an active HPE support agreement for compute nodes. D. It can be downloaded directly from the Microsoft PowerShell gallery. The answer is D. The HPE OneView PowerShell library is publicly available and can be easily downloaded from the Microsoft PowerShell gallery using the install module command. It does not require a service contract, a vCenter plugin, or a minimum number of nodes. This allows customers to script and automate OneView tasks, such as provisioning, monitoring, and reporting. During the HPE Synergy hardware discovery process in HPE OneView, which setting is automatically configured on the ILO management processor of a discovered compute node? A. HPE remote support configuration. B. Active Directory Integration Setup. C. ILO Security Mode Enforcement. D. SNMP Trap Destination pointing to HPE OneView. The answer is D. During the hardware discovery process for HPE Synergy, HPE OneView automatically configures the ILO, Integrated Lights Out, processor to send SNMP traps back to itself, HPE OneView. This ensures OneView receives real-time alerts and status changes from the compute module. HPE Remote Support, Active Directory, and Security Mode are not automatically configured during discovery. These require separate manual setup or policies. Which characteristic best describes the ROS, RDMA over Converged Ethernet network type in an HPE OneView managed infrastructure? A. Quality of service, QoS, is enabled by default for ROS traffic. B. ROS networks are always configured as private networks. C. ROS networks must always be tagged VLAN networks. D. Smart Link feature is enabled on ROS networks at all times. The answer is A. ROS, RDMA over Converged Ethernet, is a network protocol that requires low latency and lossless Ethernet, which is typically achieved by enabling quality of service, QoS, by default to prioritize ROS traffic. ROS networks are not always private. They can be public or private depending on design. VLAN tagging is not mandatory for ROS. It depends on the network architecture. Smart Link is a feature for link redundancy and is not necessarily enabled on ROS networks at all times. Which virtualization platform is supported for deploying the HPE OneView appliance? A. Citrix XenServer. B. Microsoft Hyper-V. C. Oracle VM VirtualBox. D. VMware vSphere, SC. The answer is D. The HPE OneView appliance is provided as a virtual appliance designed to run on VMware vSphere, SC. This is the officially supported platform for OneView deployment. Citrix XenServer, Microsoft Hyper-V, and Oracle VM VirtualBox are not supported for running the OneView appliance. VMware Tanzu is a Kubernetes platform and not a traditional virtualization host for OneView appliance. Which HPE compute systems are supported by HPE GreenLake for Compute Ops Management, OneView Edition? A. HPE ProLiant Gen 6 and newer systems. B. HPE Synergy Compute Nodes Gen 10 or later. C. HPE ProLiant Gen 10 and newer systems. D. HPE Superdome Flex and Superdome Flex 280 systems. The answer is C. HPE GreenLake for Compute Ops Management, OneView Edition supports HPE ProLiant Gen 10 and newer servers, which include the latest generation of compute infrastructure designed for hybrid cloud management. Gen 6 servers are outdated and not supported. While HPE Synergy compute nodes are supported in HPE OneView generally, GreenLake OneView Edition focuses on ProLiant Gen 10 Plus hardware. Superdome Flex systems fall outside this product's typical scope.